Well, if you thought the mainstream media was melting down yesterday, today it is on full-blown panic alert. And all because just one man, Tucker Carlson, has done what nobody thought he could, what nobody wanted him to do. And that is go over and speak to the man on the other side of what many consider the biggest fleecing of American tax dollars on the planet. And that is sending money to Ukraine as well as Israel right now. People are fed up. People are sick and tired of it. So sick and tired of it, they want to hear what Putin has to say. Because at the end of the day, people are hurting. People are having to stretch their money further than ever. We've got everything going on at the border that our own president doesn't seem to care about. He's got plenty of laws to enforce, protect our borders. And now he's lying to the American people saying that, oh, well, actually, I need another law passed so I can protect the border, which is absolute baloney sausage. By the way, leave a like on this video if you have had enough of having your money sent overseas and continued to, be skipped over as an American who's paying these taxes for the things that we need. I mean, you can just look at yesterday. If that didn't make you mad, if that doesn't make you mad enough, you can see essentially Chuck Schumer alluding that if Congress doesn't get their $118 billion, which is not to protect the border, it's for Ukraine and Israel, they're considering, they're going to have to, many believe he's insinuating here that they're going to have to send America's sons and daughters overseas to fight wars. I mean, this is insane. You see, Chuck Schumer warns if Congress doesn't pass the $118 billion bill to Israel and Ukraine, U.S. troops will soon be fighting in the Middle East and against Russia. Who controls that? Right? This is the machine in full-blown panic, insinuating that your sons and daughters, America's sons and daughters, will have to go fight the sand people and the people who have oil and just about nothing else for quote-unquote reasons. It's WMDs all over again, only worse. And now, a new report that Tucker Carlson has in fact completed his interview of Vladimir Putin. I assume it will be uploaded to X and I assume his website. I would hope he also uploads it to Rumble, but one cannot be totally sure that he will. This report from Newsweek, which actually broke the report, Tucker Carlson interviewed Vladimir Putin report. Former Fox News host and Tucker Carlson interviewed Russian President Vladimir Putin during his visit to Moscow, according to a report online. Hopefully he asked him about, some of we've got a journalist over there, I believe, in prison. And we've also got Snowden over there, I believe, too. But, that's just my personal checklist of things that I would like to ask about. Russian media outlets said Carlson visited the Russian capital, where he had been spotted at the Bolshoi Theater. Kremlin-friendly outlet Izvestia posted a video of the journalist asking Carlson what he was doing in Russia, if he would be interviewing Putin, to which he replied, "We'll see." The Mash Telegram said that Carlson flew to Moscow via Istanbul on February 1st. Alexei Vendiktov, the former editor-in-chief of a radio station, which was critical of the Kremlin before it closed during the clampdown on media freedoms, posted on X, formerly Twitter, that an interview between the two had taken place. As far as I understand, Tucker Carlson got what he wanted, posted Vendiktov on Tuesday in Russian. The post was shared by the Financial Times Moscow bureau chief, who wrote Russian journalistic gadfly Alexei Vendiktov says Tucker Carlson has indeed interviewed Vladimir Putin while in Moscow. The post was also shared by the Guardian correspondent who wrote Tucker Carlson has managed to interview Putin, along with, according to Alexei Vendiktov, the well-connected former editor. Now, Carlson, of course, we know was the host, and the media is absolutely melting down. You see this clip. CNN is seething at Tucker Carlson daring to do real journalism. By the way, let's not forget, this is 1997, a CNN reporter interviewing Osama bin Laden. The very same network, having an absolute fuming meltdown, sat down with the mastermind of what happened on September the 11th. Also a big fan. This guy's also a big fan of video games, anime, and prawn. But that's neither here nor there. All probably haram from what I understand, but that's neither here nor there. Now, Aaron Burnett insinuates Tucker Carlson is a traitor for interviewing Putin. This is the decay of U.S. journalism. Again, let me remind you, by the way, really, really appreciate everyone's support. Yesterday, I mentioned my company, my coffee brand coffee company. We have launched our limited quantity Valentine's Day gift box, which includes rich caramel hot cocoa, real cacao, raspberry yogurt pretzels, chocolate-covered coffee beans, and our ground medium roast in a beautiful, glossy, ready-to-go gift box, 10% off with promo code CUPID10. If the person you want to get a gift for this Valentine's Day doesn't like coffee, we also have a gift box builder, so you can fill it with one of our 1 dozen candy nut choices. We've got cocos, we've got teas, we've got all sorts of stuff, and you'd be supporting me and my business directly. There's not some crappy dropship outlet. We fill all of our orders. We control everything in the roasting process. And I would love to earn your business, coffeebrandcoffee.com, this Valentine's Day. CNN is seething at Tucker Carlson for daring to do real journalism. Well,
a massive shakeup in Kyiv coming as Putin is trying to court the MAGA GOP in the United States. In fact,
there's nothing that Putin is they're trying to say now, of course, they're like 2016 all over again, trying to say everybody who votes Trump must be a Russian sympathizer. Look, nothing Russia. I know I have Russian viewers. I appreciate you. I know that you're not responsible for all the decisions of your government, just like I'm not mine. This is how adults talk. But no, I'm not pro Putin. I want my money fixing America. That's what I want. If Joe Biden was promising that and delivering on it, I'd like Joe Biden. But can you believe that? If Joe Biden was delivering on, protecting our border, taking care of our veterans, worrying about the fentanyl pouring into our country and leading to 100,000 ODs every year. If Joe Biden was doing that, I'd endorse him for the next presidency in 2024. But he's doing none of that. So no, it has nothing to do with whether or not people like Trump. People are sick of having their money sent overseas.
In fact, one of the leaders of the MAGA GOP is in Moscow tonight. It's the man you see here with the MAGA leader, Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson.
Keep saying MAGA like it's bad.
Possibly there in Moscow to interview Putin. Definitely there as a Putin-supporting celebrity.
He's not a Putin supporter. They're just trying to paint him at, all sorts of different ways. He's not a Putin supporter. He probably just wants the truth. And the biggest reason, and I mentioned this yesterday and I'll mention it again. Again, I don't care about Putin. I don't care about Zelensky. They're both crooked in my opinion. Okay, just like most world leaders. What I will say is, Europe can take care of that. Okay, Europe can take care of what's going on in Ukraine, and Israel doesn't need our help to fight sand people. Okay, I don't want America involved at all. That has, again, nothing to do with Russia. I don't want anything. Europe can more than handle it. All right. We don't have to stick our nose into it and milk the American people dry in times of insane inflation just for more, laundering of our money, as many people believe. CNN, MSNBC, Joe Biden, the Democratic war machine, the Republicans who are pro-war, don't want you to understand the other side. Just because you understand the other side, that does not mean you agree with them. That just means you see where they're coming from. You can sympathize with somebody. You can understand where they're coming from and still disagree. They are horrified. They are paranoid. They are having an absolute meltdown that the American people who are paying for this proxy war might see that, hey, this guy's just some fragile old guy. He's not the mastermind who allegedly, led, it was because of him that Trump won in 2016. But then suddenly he just took time off in 2020 and didn't help him win in 2020. All this stuff, all these lies that MSNBC pushed every single night. Rachel Maddow got famous pushing the Russiagate conspiracy, which was completely false, and also the Pissgate stuff, which was completely false. Nobody cared. Nobody holds these people accountable. They don't care. They are 100% interested in keeping the American people in the dark and paying our hard-earned money to the government. I pay nearly 50% tax. I'm in the mid-40. I'm at the highest tax rate, basically, anyone can pay. And all that money goes overseas to Israel, who doesn't need it, and Ukraine, which is just laundering it back to America, and they're keeping their cut, in my opinion. The establishment media is absolutely terrified about this interview coming out. Tucker Carlson has reportedly left the presidential executive office in Russia. The news outlet took to the streets to ask Russians what their opinion of Tucker was. Here's what they had to say. Quote, he's known for telling the truth. He's the bravest and most courageous American journalist today. I deeply admire his courage. His rationality, logic, and understanding of good and evil are qualities worthy of respect. He provides a very good presentation of information with a good sense of humor, and I'm delighted that he came to Russia. This interview will absolutely break the internet. It's going to be. You could see this. Let's be clear. Okay, let's see. We have a Ukraine flag and a British flag in your bio. Which one is it? Tucker Carlson is a traitor to the United States. So was CNN a traitor when they interviewed Osama bin Laden? I don't think so. I think that we should try to understand these people. We should try to understand the people that were bombing and the people that were paying to do so. Our leaders aren't paying any taxes. They're getting rich off insider information. They don't struggle. They've got personal security. They live in gated communities. They've got Secret Service protecting them. They're not getting carjacked. They're not having to make tough decisions about whether or not to have enough money to send your kid on a field trip or buy groceries for that week. They're not floating 3 different checks to try and coincide time when your paycheck's going to clear versus when they're going to cash it. But they'll print endless money for Israel and Ukraine, and now with Iran. Never mind the southern border, because that's potential Democrat voters that are pouring over. Give them free $1,000 debit cards. That's what they're doing in New York. $1,000 per month of your money. Wouldn't you like to have $1,000 a month more? Tough cookies. It's going to illegal immigrants. I'm not making that up. That doesn't even include the money they get when they cross the border in the first place. Your money. People are sick and tired of it. And you know what? People are starting to say, maybe I want to hear what this guy has to say. This is the sole fault of Joe Biden, his administration, and his lackeys in mainstream media. That's who's at fault here. That's who's to blame. The fact that they're whinging and seething and wiggling around is because they know a large part of the world is about to find that out for themselves. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like on it. And if you haven't yet, please do follow or subscribe down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.